Hello everyone, I'm Vikas Timolsina and I'm here to discuss about problem of staff retention in early childhood education and care. Let's start with the introduction. Staff retention in early childhood education and care is a very important topic today. Retention of good teachers and educators is one of the biggest aims of any services. But in Australia, many centers struggle to retain their employees due to their low wages, workload, and not considered. The departure of educator influences the quality of learning and relationship that children are establishing with their teachers. It causes stress among families and leaders too. Leadership has also a significant part in part to play in retaining staff. Let's go to our next slide. The Australian ECEC context. More than 200,000 people are currently employed in the early childhood sectors of Australia, although a good portion of them quit the job annually. When teachers are gone, children lack stable relation and families lose trust in service. According to a National Children Education and Care Workforce Strategy 2021 to 2030, it stated that leaders should act to ensure the attraction and retention of skilled educators. ASEQUA 2021. This plan is that of increased wages of teachers, a more robust monitoring program, and improved appreciation of teachers as professionals. We can also go to next slide. Leadership theories and staff retention. We are understanding leadership in retention. Being a leader is not just about handling people and work, it is concerning vision, relationship, and values. Other theories like transformational, distributed, intentional leadership can also be used by leaders to create workplaces where educators stay. Transformational leaders inspire individuals through the development of a common vision and promotion of development. As Khan is ETL 2022 elaborated, transformational leaders encourage other people to fulfill their potential within early childhood education. This can be in the form of praising the staff, making them reflect, and connecting the daily work they are involved with to the larger objective of helping children learn. Inspired and recognized staff will be retained, Wang Il 2024 says. um, it is also very important that distributed leadership is involved. It appreciates all the facts that the leadership may be distributed among all the team and not be in the hands of single individual. Nadim 2024 refers to distributed leadership as a collaborative process in which educators participate, make decisions jointly, and affect practice. When their voices are heard by all, people will feel important and secure in their positions. This is in line with early years learning framework V2 ASIQUA 2022. This encourages continuous learning and reflective teamwork. Once the teachers are empowered and trusted, they will feel that they are part of service and they are more likely to remain long term. Um, Intentional and ethical leadership. Intentional and ethical leadership is another useful idea, and deliberate leaders are purposeful, attentive, and just. They are explicit in terms of values and never fail to consider the impact of their actions on other people. As Kears and Gulekesson elaborates, the reflection and compassion are the factors that enable intentional leaders to direct their working progresses. They listen to staff, emphasize, and provide safe space to converge. And this relates to the Christian leadership principle, which are humility, humility, service, and moral integrity. Robinson 2024. Respect, honesty, and care by leaders will lead to trust and loyalty, which are some of the factors that will help leadership retain staff. We go to next slide. Policy and framework links, linking leadership to a law and quality frameworks. The leadership should also be in line with the legislation and quality standards that inform early childhood education in Australia. Education and Care Service National Law and Regulations 2012 established the definite expectation to staff qualification ratios and well-being quality area for staffing arrangement is based on the National Quality Standards NQS, and this is oriented at organizing respectful and constant team to promote the learning and well-being of children. ASICWA 2018 element 4.1.2 emphasize and continuity of care through the same educator. Quality area 7 governance and leadership request leaders to establish a positive culture and initiate continuous improvement. Leader addresses such quality standards when they attention in one on team support. The UILF V2.0 also helps to remember that high quality program depends on the professional collaboration and continuous reflection. ASEQUA 2022 um, um, retention. And now we go to strategies 1 to 5. Strategies to support staff retention. Building and positive culture is the first strategy. One of the most effective means of retaining staff is to have good working environment. Leaders can achieve this culture through being respectful, rewarding hard work, and through being respectful and communicating effectively. According to MC Kennedy, all 2023, transparency and collaboration are beneficial to the service. Team meetings and open discussions will be enable the staff to share their ideas and to feel part of decision making process. And next strategy, step 2, is monitoring and professional learning. Another useful way of staff support is monitoring. Novice teacher requires monitoring so that they can be aware of routine policies and expectations. Confidence and skill can be developed within the assistance of experienced mentors. Monitoring is also advantageous since the experimented personnel are taught to enhance their leadership skill. ASICWA 2022 found the monitoring was among all the most effective methods of retention improvement. Professional learning communities PLCS also come in handy. In PLCS, teachers gather to discuss practice strategies and develop one another. They develop belongingness and professionalism. Strategy 3, recognition and career progression. Teachers will also likely to remain when they find opportunities to develop. The career development can be promoted through clear outlines of roles and pursuing additional study by the leaders. Associating professional development with the Australian professional standards for teachers provides the staff with set of direction on how to go. Motivation can be increased even by simplest methods. Simplest method like thank you note or an applause during a talk, a round of applause during a talk. Assigning teachers leaders tasks including sustainability or family engagement is a sign of trust and respect. Self empowerment makes them more committed and proud. So we go to next strategy, which is strategy 4, well-being and workload balance. One of the most critical reasons of the presence of heavy workload and short planning time which causes educators to quit. Educators should also be provided with programming and reflection time by the leaders. They are also able to minimize the paperwork and draw up realistic schedules. Well-being programs in support of mental health are also struggle suggested by the Productivity Commission 2024. Vaskinson et al. 2022 clarified that to reach their full potential, individuals have to fulfill their basic needs. Them translate to physical, emotional security and respect in the workplace. It is also observed that well-being increases on the basis of positive emotion, engagement, relation, and meaning and accomplishment. In case when leaders are concerned with well-being, staff is happy, safe, and motivated to remain ethical. And the next final step, strategy 5, is ethical and servant leadership. Servant leadership is grounded on humanity and service. As Madison et al. 2023 described, servant leadership place their item needs their team needs at the center, and they lead with integrity. This relates well with the Christian leadership values. According to Kawistowski 2022, leaders should also not have their words and deeds contracted to others. The person will gain trust when they perceive fairness and honesty. Ethical leadership establishes a sense of loyalty and establishes safe and positive item. This assists the educators to remain and develop collectively. It's time to go for, after discussing all the strategies, it's time to go for next page. The another slide says reflection on leadership practice. This consideration had led me to understand the retention of staff is more associated with relationship than with rules or remuneration. This principle of leadership are awareness and continual reflection. It is that awareness of individual values, the ability to pay attention to others and their retention, responding empathetically and very cautiously to others. I realized that even the simplest methods, such as listening, appreciation showing, and gratitude, will make a huge impact on the staff experience in the workplace setting. The small things will help in building trust, belonging, and motivation among the team members. Another good quality of leadership that I have been taught is that being able to be a consistent in our words and deeds is the best characteristics of a leader. It is impossible to simply speak about respect or teamwork. These are values that are to be implemented in day-to-day life. Honest and fair leaders will instill a spirit of honesty and will make people feel secure and not left alone. This introspection has also enlightened me in the fact that leadership is a service. It is giving priority to other people, which supports their growth and make other people prosper. As I think of my future as an early childhood education leader, a teacher, I would love or like to be caring, tolerant, and straight leader. I would prefer making people realize that value and evolve as people and professional. As a leader and a person who practices kindness and sincerity, I believe I could help to create a positive and balanced working climate within which educators will be respected, empowered, and motivated to stay. Research inform. We go to next slide, which is research informed plan of action of 90 day. A short action plan can help service improve retention in a practical way. Method 1 is In method 1, leaders can start by listening to staff. They can use short surveys or meeting to learn about stress, workload, and morale. And the step builds trust and shows that leaders care. Method 2 is create monitoring pairs and weekly reflection sessions, such as monitoring peers and professional learning meetings. Weekly checks in helps educators reflect and solve problems together. The third method is finally, services can recognize staff achievements publicly. A small ceremony or a newsletter post can make people feel appreciated. Moving to next slide, which is conclusion. Conclusion: in employee retention in early childhood education is both fair and right. It affects care quality, teams stability, and the well-being of children and families. Good leaders motivate and value their staff. Transformational, distributed, intentional, and servant leadership create a place where educators can do well. When leaders follow the national quality standards and the early years learning framework, they make sure every action supports care and learning. Leaders will listen, show care, and celebrate success, make people want to stay. Keeping staff is not just about numbers, it is about building a strong caring community. And thank you. These are the references that I have kept.